What's good, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon from my folks out on the East Coast. You know, the folk in Hawaii and Alaska just waking up. Hopefully, y'all come up in here too. We got to talk about a few things as usual, y'all. We got to talk about a couple, two, three things. Because it's now or never, folks. Now or never. Like, are we going to do this now or are we going to wait till later and get behind the eight ball, right? What's your plan? What's your plan going into 2022? I mean, we have some work. We have some work to put in. I mean, in light of the recent elections, all that good stuff, the one thing that it showed us, at least for conservatives, Republicans, right-leaning people, we got some work to do. We got some serious work to do. Because of the anomalies that happened, the disenfranchisement of people, we got a lot to repair and work on, people. So where do we start? Where do we start in all this? We have to start with the foundation, right? We have to start with the foundation. We got to start with local government. We got to start with your city councils, your county councils, your mayoralships, state house, state senate, gubernatorialships, right? This is where we have to start. We have to start here and make sure the foundation is strong. Before we even think about taking on the federal government, we got to make sure the foundation of America is strong at the core. How many of you can actually sit here and honestly answer that you have confidence, full confidence in your local government? You don't have to answer that here, but really think about that a second. How many of you are really confident in your local government? How many are confident in their state governments? Once you ask yourself that question, now ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do about the current situation, about my local politics, about my state politics? What can I do as an individual? I'll tell you this, we can't wait till 2022 to decide. It's too late. We got to strategize now, as you see. Strategize now. We have to identify candidates right now that will run for all of these positions up and down the board. Yeah, this last election shook a lot of people up on both sides. Shook a lot of people up. So I think it's time for an electoral shakeup. It's time for an electoral shakeup. We need everybody needs to catch a primary. Everybody needs to catch a primary. Especially on the federal level. We have let these people get by for so long and still have the same inefficient Congress, 9% approval rating. We got to get out of this mindset, people, that, oh, my congressman is good. but the others aren't. Fair argument. Fair argument. But do you know if your congressman or woman is contributing to the 9%, or are they trying to raise the 9%? That's what you got to ask yourself. Especially these guys that have been in 4, 5, 6 terms in the House or 3 terms in the Senate. Are they actually making an impact? Ask yourself that. If they're not, they need to be primaried. Because if we don't pull these people to the carpet and hold them accountable for their actions, you'll never know. They'll think everything is A-okay and good. And that's not the mentality we should be in. That's not the mentality we should be in at all, folks. I mean, there is 469 seats up for grabs in 2022. Think about that a second. You want to talk about a literal whole shift of power that can happen in 2022? Yeah. Yeah, that's where my eye is. That's exactly where my eye is. You want to see another shake-up, people? This is where we need to be. We need to shake the whole system down. The whole system needs a shakedown. This status quo stuff doesn't work anymore. All this complacency doesn't work anymore, people. Our electoral process needs a thorough shakedown. So again, how do we do that? How do we do that, right? Right now, in your community, you should be identifying people that want to run for office and encouraging them. If it's not even you should run for office. Every last one of you should run for office. In your community. Or if you got the balls, you got the gall, run for the House or the Senate. The failures of our electoral process is due to the establishment. And we need to get that establishment out of there. Period. Right now, and some of you are going to get mad at me when I say this, but our current federal delegation does not represent America. I mean, think about this a minute. The average age in America right now, believe it or not, the average age is 48.4. Found on the CDC website. You can see it for yourself. Okay? The average age of the House of Representatives is 58. The average age of the Senate is 63. Is that representative of America at all, period? Think about that. Is there any representation of America amongst those numbers? Now, I know some of you will say, well, you know, they're elder, they live life a little longer. I agree with that to a point. But again, let's remind people, when we have people in the Senate, which are supposed to be the elders, right? The elders of Congress, that don't know how to upload a picture to an app. Come on. Let's don't play coy here with this. Let's don't play coy. There's a huge generational gap there. There's a knowledge gap there. We have plenty of people in their 50s, 40s, even 30s that can do the job just as effective and have the knowledge of current day. And when these people do run, they get shut down. They get shut down at every single turn, people. Every single turn. Because they're not part of what they're used to. This is not how the framers intended our federal delegation to be. For my fellow constitutionalists and American history buffs. The framers did not intend our government to be a career. It was intended to hear the voices of the people in the states. But we don't have that, do we? This is why there's so much frustration with our political process. Because people don't think they can identify with their legislators. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. So again, going back to our strategy, how do we solve that whole problem? Again, identify people in your community that want to run for office or you run for office. Number 2, we need to hit the ground running, period. There's no doubt about this. We start today. We start today. You get your voice out there, or you push that person you want to get behind to get their voice out there. To be on the public scene. Make a splash. Drop some fire and brimstone. But let them know you there. Because this is going to be a 2-year battle. This is not going to be a 11-month battle from January to November. This battle starts now. This battle starts today. This battle starts today. Now, folks have asked me, what's my role going to be in all of this? My plan, I will travel all 50 states if I have to help identify candidates, to help train and talk to the electorate. Because, I mean, even goes permeates all the way down to our local political parties, getting people involved in that process, being part of their local the local GOP or what have you, right? Have them involved with the state party. I mean, it starts there. The little itty bitty building blocks. It starts there. It starts there. And this is something I've slept on for a couple months. Even before the election, I thought about, the 2018 election and the shy turnout, right, for 2018. And I had concerns coming into 2020. What was the turnout going to be like? All kinds of different logistical things, and I'm not get into that on here. That's not what that's about. But I slept on this idea, and I was like, somebody's got to do it. Someone has to do it. Someone have to be willing to go and go to different states and educate the people, get people involved. Because we can, if we continue to stay apathetic, then everything we have our parents and grandparents left us will be dissolved for the next 2 generations. Really think about that a second. Is that where we want to be? Is that where we want to be? So I decided a few weeks ago to start a nonprofit organization called Thunderstrike. You can find it at thunderstrike.org. The site is still being pieced together a little bit, but it's going to be a conservative activist group. Again, we're going to be traveling around, identifying people to be candidates, helping them, get them boosted up, helping even educate the local electorate, right, on voting and getting involved with their state and county and city parties, whatever's applicable in that particular case, because the political apathy, the electorate apathy is real. It's really real. And it's been a trend for probably the last 20 some odd years that I've been somewhat tracking it to a degree. And it has to change. It has to really change. So, my wish for everybody that watches this video is to really seriously sit back and think about running for office. Sit back and think about how you can help educate the electorate. How do you bring people into the into the party, into the political sphere, right? 2022 is going to be our year. It's going to be our year. We just have to stand fast and really put in the work. We have to put in the work. So that's all for me. You can check out my new website, thunderstrike.org, it's called. There's limited information on it right now. I'm still working on it as we speak. It's actually on my other screen. But I figure I need to come out and let's get this message out. We got to mobilize. We have to mobilize now. We have to mobilize now and put in the work. And hard work always pays off. Always, always, always. Remember that. So until next time, y'all, be easy. Stay blessed. And we will see y'all again.